Hello, how are we doing? Alright, this is basically an informative video. I'm just passing on a bit of knowledge that I've learnt and things that's happened in the last couple of weeks. I've had a lot of trouble with flouters. Now, not the things you have in your eye. These and what I'm technically confirmed as being flouters. Some people know them as flouters, other people give them other names, which I probably call broadcast. Basically, it's people who park outside your house or your flats or wherever it is, and basically they use your internet connection to power their machines, and they sit outside in a car getting free internet access and loading down God knows what. Basically, it's all traced back to you if anything goes wrong. Your internet provider number will be if anything happens, like for example downloading porn or whatever. They're going to get back to you because it's going to be traced to you, not them. Anyway, the next door neighbour, who was also on the internet, and quite a few others around here, mentioned the other day how slow his speeds was. Well, this is about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I've noticed a drop in the speed of my own and a lag, which you do get sometimes with all internet providers, etc. But then I started to notice that there's 1 or 2 strange vehicles. Yes, there's a lot of vehicles parked down here that shouldn't be, because we've got a pub literally there and a pub there, and they park, so they got to park outside the pub. But a couple of vehicles were sticking out. Anyway, one night I went out to empty some stuff into the bin. We keep our bins on the front. It was dark, and I noticed that there was a glow from screens inside the van parked about 3 or 4 cars away from mine. Never did nothing else I thought until I happened to look through the window, and I could make out that this guy had got 3 laptops working. I couldn't make out what he was downloading, but he was downloading something. Anyway, top and bottom of it is I done a little test. I turned my router off, and lo and behold, 2 of his screens went down. So straight away my suspicions were aroused. I went round and knocked on the neighbour's door, but there was nobody in. Anyway, I went over to this guy and made myself known, and this, that, the other, and basically got a load of abuse for about half hour. Threatened to put the windows through on my car, on the house, come round, cut the wires, set my bins on fire, God knows what else. So, like, you know, so after I took a couple of photos on him and some video, like, you know, I think he's thought better of it now, because I've got evidence, and this, that, the other. Anyway, the second one turns out to be a lady who's bringing her car down with her 3 kids in. She parks the car in the square, and then she walks round to the next street to her friend's out in the flats, leaves the kids playing happily on the computers and doing what the kids do right outside. You've guessed it, here. So I confronted that lady. Now, no disrespect to any ethnic minorities, but she was Polish, and some of the swear words that she must have been using against me and the cursing I was getting, I know she was Polish because she's got a Polish flag on the back of the car. Also, I took pictures of her car and this, that, the other, and they ain't been back since either. But the trouble we've had, I've had to change 3 different types of router. I've had to make sure that the Wi-Fi is now turned off. I don't use Wi-Fi, but in fact to make sure that it's turned off. So, you know, I've had all these threats and this, that, the other. So if anything happens, I shall have to get in touch with the bill. But just be aware of who's parking by your premises, because they could be using your internet access, which is going to be registered to your internet provider number. Like I say, the only thing I can think of is them downloading porn, and if it's the really nasty type, which we all know about, I say, and everybody looks at it, I just said, no, please don't get that wrong, but you know it's out there, and you know some people do. and this, that, the other. And if it's registered on your IP address comes up for logging it down, then they come knocking your door down, taking you away and your computers and ripping them to bits to look at them. Unless you can prove that it wasn't you, which is going to be a hell of an hard task, especially if you're on the computer at the same time. And otherwise, unless you can get people to verify, like if you was on Facebook, Twitter, talking with somebody that you know, then you could be in hot water through no fault of your own, so please take care. Right, okay then, that's the seriousness over. I will try and load a couple of videos. I have got another shed find to do, which a few of you like. Not everybody likes them, but there you go. But with what's been happening in the last couple of 2 or 3 weeks with these having to change over different routers, etc. I'll put a couple of videos in as well showing the different types of routers. I won't give the specifics because I'll still use them, they've got the numbers on, so it'll be a vague picture, but there will be some stills in the video later on. Okay then, catch you later, stay safe, bye bye.